Welcome, I'm Waris Mohammed and you're watching our English news program on Somaliland National Television. And now for the stories making headlines. Ministry of Interior visits Djibouti to discuss border security. Vice Minister of Health opens two-day conference discussing mother health services. Ukraine President hails turning point in struggle against separatists. Minister of Interior Ali Mohammed Waran Adde, on a working trip to neighboring country Djibouti, met with several governmental officials of that country to discuss ways of strengthening security on the border lines. Minister of Interior stated that his delegation had several meetings with the President of the Republic of Djibouti and his cabinet ministers, alongside several keynote officials of his government. The minister said they discussed the recent terrorist attacks in Djibouti and together decided which measures to take to protect both nations from any further attacks. He also stated that both sides agreed on maintaining peace and stability within both countries. He mentioned that operations of mutual interest at the port of Djibouti will continue to operate normally and as usual. Somaliland Minister of Interior Ali Mohammed Waran Adde, in conclusion, expressed his deep gratitude to the warm welcome him and his delegation received from the government of Djibouti. Vice Minister of Health Nim'a Hussein Qawran opened a two-day conference discussing mothers' health services in Somaliland as a preparation for the upcoming three-month evaluation meeting. This conference, organized by the Ministry of Health, had in attendance officials from the World Health Organization, WHO, officials from the Mother and Child Organization, and officials from the Ministry of Health. Vice Minister of Health Nim'a Hussein Qawran explained the points which will be analyzed in the upcoming evaluation meeting, stating that it's very important to prepare now for the evaluation meeting and exchange ideas on making more progress in mothers' health services in Somaliland. The Vice Minister stated that on this conference, new working plans will be implemented and the participants will come up with the new methods to better progress the health services for all mothers in Somaliland. Somaliland Ministry of Fisheries held a conference discussing ways of increasing sea products such as fish. Attendees at the conference included officials of the Ministry of Fisheries, stakeholders, and officials from the organizations who work closely with the ministry. Director General for the Ministry of Fisheries, Engineer Muhammad Ilmi Hussein, stated that it's important to find ways to fully benefit the nation from the various water resources and to increase the production to all citizens to benefit from. He stated that this is the second meeting of its type and the main objectives were to exchange ideas of progress and to learn every individual's role in this developmental process. The Director General also reiterated on the recent achievements made by the ministry, such as signing contracts and providing fundamental training programs for the fishermen, which is essential for every working individual before embarking on their duties, and then eventually equip them with the necessary tools. Somaliland National Technology Agency held an event to conclude an 8-day training program for 27 members of different local municipalities around the country. The event had in attendance Director of Security for the Ministry of Interior, Chairman of the National Technology Agency, governmental officials, and other keynote guests. Chairman for the National Technology Agency, Ali Abdullahi Dahir, elaborated on the objectives of this training program to all participants, stressing on the importance of the training to all governmental employees to use technology while working. He stated that during this 8-day training program, participants were taught IT studies to upgrade their performance regarding the new working systems in the governmental institutions using some of the latest technologies. Director of Security for the Ministry of Interior, Muhammad Ahmed, urged all participants to benefit their country and their people from the valuable knowledge they learned during this short time. Some of the participants in the training program expressed their appreciation to the priceless knowledge they received during this short time and were eventually handed over honorary certificates to complete this program. And now for the international headlines in detail. Ukraine President Petro Poroshenko has hailed the recapture of the eastern city of Slovyansk as the start of a turning point in Kiev's months-long battle against the separatist insurgency. It's not a total victory, Poroshenko told reporters, but freeing Slovyansk from a heavily armed gang of monsters has great symbolic importance. This is the start of a turning point in the fight against the rebels for the territorial integrity of Ukraine. The retaking of the city represents Kiev's most notable military victory in the 3 months of fighting. Many of the pro-Russian rebels who had been in control of Slovyansk since April have reportedly retreated to Donetsk. Some of the separatists have spoken of their disappointment in Russian President Vladimir Putin, saying that they had expected more support from Moscow in their efforts to break away from Kiev. Gunmen have killed at least 29 people in raids on 2 separate areas on the Kenyan coast. A ministry officials confirmed 9 people were killed in one attack and 20 in a second raid, and added the number of dead could rise. The gunmen struck on Saturday evening at Hindi, close to the town of Lamu, and in the Gamba area of Tana River County. One eyewitness said the gunmen had shot at people in villages indiscriminately. The Somali Islamist group Al-Shabaab said it had staged an attack in the coastal area. And that's all the news. Thanks for watching, and Ramadan Kareem.